Welcome back. It is 7:29. Can you believe we are already finishing up another decade? Actually, I say that even though it's been a really long time, so I guess I can believe that we're already finishing up another decade. But anyway, last year we had Yuri become a teenager, so now we have all three of our girls are teens. I love that for us. Now Kage is a couple years behind them, as we can see by, the gaps. So let's check out what's going on this year. It's really not that much. Koreatsu Taira is becoming a toddler. So there is that. I think that's the last. Yeah, that's the surprise baby that Haru had. I'm not really worried about this year. I'm worried about next year a lot. But hopefully it's okay. Anyway, so yes, we just have to roll for the toddler. So no 4, 8, 12, or 16. All right, he survived. So everything's good. Let's hop into the game. All right, so after playing in the save file for a couple hours, I can pretty confidently say that this save file is all set and okay after the patch. I'm not sure I can say the same for my other save file, which is a huge bummer. I've gone through my last 2 saves and neither of them work, so I am going to have to go further back. Hopefully I'll be able to, I don't know. I'm so frustrated. I'm sure a lot of people are so frustrated, but this is going to be several times of me making the Ultimate Decade save file over again. But I think that I might have to do that. We'll see. I have one save file that was from when Diana was pregnant, so maybe that's not too far back. I can make it work. But I'm thinking that probably Monday's video will be this decade recap for the Samurai Let's Play. So just so that it gives me some time to figure out the other save file. So that's probably what's going to happen. Anyway, on to what's going on here. We have Matsu sparring with her father and her siblings. She is definitely working hard on her aspiration of being a martial arts master. This is actually the last thing she needs to do for this aspiration, so I'm really excited for that for her. And then we are also going to, if I can, get Asano over here. So Asano is our cousin. If you remember, Akiteru's terrible brother, he had his first wife who ended up being the one who ratted out his crimes. And so because of that, he divorced her and disowned the children. So Asano was his eldest child, his daughter. So she has been closer to our family a bit. And, she is almost of marriageable age. She has 2 years until she can get married. So because of that, we are going to be helping her find someone. We want to, be there for our family. Her mother did a lot for us and helped clear Akiteru of the false accusations. So because of that, we are definitely going to be helping her and her brother out as, time goes on in the family. So here she is, and we're going to invite her inside. Meanwhile, we still do, I don't know why you guys keep doing that, but we do still have Yuri working on her mischief skill and pickpocketing, although pickpocketing goes up really slow. Like, the pickpocketing skill does not go up quickly at all. But we are going to have her working on her mischief. She also wants to be disliked by 2 Sims, so since her and Ina already have kind of a bad relationship, I'm going to have them become disliked. But meanwhile, Kaide is going to be chatting with Asano and be talking about, her future ideas for what she wants to get married, what she's looking for in a husband and all that stuff. Obviously, we don't have a ton to offer her. Like, we're peasants. We don't have a lot of connections. I mean, our connection is basically to, as Haru is our best connection. And honestly, Haru has her own stuff going on. Her husband just passed away. Her son has just started to take over. So Haru has a lot going on right now. She's not really worried about her very, very many relatives now that she has. She obviously is still close with Akiteru, but she's got her own stuff going on. So we're going to be helping Asano. And so Kaide is just kind of talking with her and getting, coming to to figure out what she's looking for, and hopefully we can find someone for her. Obviously, there are not that many people in this save that we are not related to, so I didn't want to add a new family this year just because, you know, obviously I wasn't sure if the save file was actually going to work or not, so I didn't want to add a new family only for it to not work. So because of that, we really only have like one option in the whole save file for her. But yes, so I will be adding more families in the future. I just, like I said, because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. So that's where we're at. And it looks like Narime has invited us out. So she did divorce her husband recently. She is good friends with Kaide, and so obviously, you know, they still hang out. You know, Kaide does want to kind of keep checking on her and making sure she's okay after divorcing her husband. She is very, you know, she's having a tough time, but she also, not only because she's having a tough time, but she's trying to raise her kids alone, and because of all that, so you know, Kaide is just trying to be a good friend. But while we're out, Kaide sees Asano and then also Tomoe. So Tomoe is one of the new families. We know that she's friends with Ina, and so Kaide is going to say hello. I was trying to bring some of our family members here, but it wasn't working. Not really sure why. Gonna ignore it. But so she's going to talk to Tomoe and Asano and basically be like, well, Tomoe, you have a brother, don't you? And so she's going to kind of inquire about Tomoe's brother and, you know, whether or not he has an arrangement already and all of that stuff. And Tomoe is just kind of like, no, like, you know, those siblings came here by themselves. And so it was, you know, they're kind of unsupported. So they don't have all these arrangements pre-made. And so Kaide is kind of like, oh, well. And so meanwhile, we are back home and Yuri is causing problems with her father. Now, Yuri and her father do not have a good compatibility. They have like a bad compatibility, and because of that, I feel like it's hard for them to get along, and especially with the fact that Yuri is pickpocketing people and is harassing people and stealing things, and Akiteru is, you know, noticing that she's kind of a troubled teen, which is one of the things we're going to get, like a little not quest, but one of the like game achievements. But yeah, so she is a troubled teen, and he is really not happy with that. So he's gonna talk to her and be like, look, Yuri, you gotta like get it together. Why don't we practice martial arts together? Why don't we do all this stuff? And Yuri is just kind of like, nah, Dad, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna start my own thing. I'm going to start my own business. You don't have to worry about me. Stop trying to tell me what to do and all of that stuff. So he is really not happy with the fact that she is kind of ignoring his advice and being a little disrespectful and kind of thinking that she knows everything. And so he is just not very pleased with that situation. So, that's where we're at, and they are going to start disliking each other as well. So that'll be the second person that Yuri has that is disliked, and that's actually in her own family. But yeah, it's tough for her because, you know, she has her own path that she wants to be on, and very much Akiteru and Kaide have a path that they feel like their children should be on. So while they do want their children to live the lives that they want to live, like they don't want to make their children miserable. They don't want to take away opportunities from their children. They don't want to force their children necessarily into something they don't want to do, but at the same time, they're like, this is our family legacy, and, you know, we're honorable, and you have to be honorable too. Like, you don't have to be a samurai, but you have to be a good person. And so that is something that Yuri is struggling with and that they are struggling with. So they really do want Yuri to kind of get on track here. So Asano has stopped by again, and so Ina actually wants to be friends with her. So we're going to have them chat and everything, and so Ina is going to chat with her cousin, and, you know, they're going to gossip and stuff. And so Asano is actually going to tell her that Kaede was trying to, oh, look, it's Saru, and she's so pregnant. Let's invite her in and have Kaede hang out with her friend. But yes, so Ina is going to talk to Asano, and Asano is actually going to tell Ina that Kaede was trying to hook her up with Tomoe's brother, whose name is, what is his name? It's like Nagayo. Yeah, okay. I was close. I didn't even get half the word. Anyway, so because of that, she's going to tell Ina this, and Ina's going to be kind of surprised because, as you know, Ina knows Nagayo. Like, she knows him, and she didn't have a good first impression of him. She thinks he's like her friend's annoying brother, whatever, whatever. Also, we have Mari coming over to see Matsu, and they might get it on a little bit. So, Mari and Matsu are off doing their thing. But yes, so Ina heard about this, and it kind of like bothered her, and she doesn't really know why it bothers her a little bit. But she's going to try and talk to her friend Tomoe about the situation. She's gonna be like, Tomoe, is your brother really gonna marry Asano, and like all this stuff? And Tomoe's like, I don't know, they're just talking about it. Like, I'm not really super familiar with any of that stuff. So she's just going to be like, I don't know, why do you care? And Ina's like, I don't care. Like, so I think Ina might have a little bit of a crush on Nagayo, but she doesn't want to admit it because she thinks he's annoying. And but it just like, she didn't even realize that like maybe she had a little bit of a crush on him until she's finding out that he might get married, and then she realizes that it like kind of bothers her a little bit, and then she's like, wait a second, why is it bothering me? So she's kind of working through that feeling, those feelings that she's having. She's trying to work through them. Anyway, Haru is here to see us, so that is super sweet. Akiteru obviously is checking in on her, seeing how she is doing, and whether she can be okay with her husband dying and her son and all this stuff. Anyway, so Ami shows up to our house. As you remember, Ami tried to seduce our husband. So Kaede sees her and is like, oh, no, no, no. Kaede already told Akiteru that if that lady comes to their house one more time, she's going to start a fight. So Kaede comes outside and starts yelling at Ami and is like, why are you here? Why do you keep coming here, disrupting my family, trying to, get my husband, all this stuff? And Ami's like, whoa. Because also, like, some of the kids want to be friends with Ami and stuff. So, it's just, like, wild. So, basically, Kaede chases her away and comes inside and is like, sits down with her family and is like, I swear, if that woman comes to my house again. So it's tough for her. Anyway, so we are also having Yuri pull 10 pranks, which would get us to the next level of the Chief of Mischief aspiration, which she is making quick work of, really. Akiteru just got to parenting level 5, and then Matsu is practicing to get her fitness up, and then Ina is working on her wellness. So all of that is going on there, and Yuri is just not interested in any of those things. She's more interested in pranks and mischief and stealing and all of that stuff. So, and look, there's Kyoyoshi. He is here. So, and there we go. Yes, problem child. Have the teenager max a mischief skill. So that is what we have there. Ina needs a bath after working so hard. And then we are going to just move forward here. Everyone is hanging out, having a good time, being a family. Everyone is doing really well. I'm so glad the game is working. At least one of my games is working. But we are also having Matsu trying to get to level 5 of swordsmanship. That was all I wanted them to get to in swordsmanship, was level 5. But I do want her to max fitness and wellness as well as martial arts, which she's already maxed the martial arts skill. She's doing really well. Like, she is holding her own against Akiteru, and he is really excited about that. He's also, he's getting older, right? Like, it's not as easy for him as it used to be. And his birthday is next year, and I'm super scared. I'm so nervous, you guys. So we're just trying to ignore the fact that there are a lot of scary birthdays starting off the next decade. That's what happens at the beginning of all these challenges is everyone has a birthday around the same time because we made them all at once and all of that stuff. So um, we're going with that. So then we are going to just head out because it is the last day of the year now and I just want... Oh wait, no, sorry. We're not heading out yet. We still have like 7 more minutes of this video. I'm not doing well mentally. Um, anyway, so what we're having happen next is Ina is going out with the Ishii twins. And not twins. Well, I guess they could be twins, but siblings. And she is going to chat with them. So she is hanging out with her friend Tomoe. I did not want the whole club to come to this. That's not what I tried to make happen. And then also she is going to chat a little bit with Nagayo and be like, "Oh hey, like I heard that you were looking for a wife," and like so she's gonna kind of try and get the scoop. And of course, Tomoe is like, what is wrong with this girl right now? Because like they're good friends, and she hasn't seen Ina act this way. So she is just surprised by Ina's behavior in kind of trying to get some information out of Nagayo and also trying to, get to know him a little better. Maybe even they become friends. So, but Tomoe doesn't really mind because she's like, yeah, sure, like we can all be friends. Like, and then we have a baby being born. Saru had her baby. And honestly, even though we do have Saru on the family tree, she's not really supposed to be on the family tree. So I'm not going to include her family on the family tree. Of course, we will have them like in the actual family Echo family tree, but I'm not going to be rolling for her kids and stuff. And I only did a D4 for her for baby rolls. Honestly, though, after this child, she doesn't even have enough space in her household to have another kid. And oh my gosh, do you see this boy? Look at how handsome he is. Look at how handsome he is. He just aged him into a teenager. I think he's one of the Tyra boys. And I'm like, woo, hello. He is so handsome, but he's also our cousin. So even though I'm sure cousins would have, gotten together back in the day, one, a Tyra, the second heir, like the actual heir right now to the Tyra household in our town, because his older brother hasn't had any kids yet, is not going to marry us. So, but he is very good looking. All my Sims age up and they look so nice. But anyway, I'm going to bring everyone inside. It is now like 4 p.m. on a Monday, and we are just going to have everyone hanging out and doing their thing where they want to, get their skills up and stuff. So I do want to have them practice with that. So also, it looks like Yuri wants to figure out her differences. So she's going to figure out differences with both of her parents. I think that she is definitely struggling a little bit with their disapproval, their disappointment, and that. So she is just trying to do her best to set expectations and just be like, look, I know that you don't understand why I want to go down this path, and I just really feel like you need to let me live my life. And of course her parents are like, I don't know about this, I don't think so. And Akiteru is like, look, if you decide to continue down the path you're going, you're going to end up in jail and or executed, and you need to stop. And he's just like not really listening to her because he knows, as someone who is in law enforcement in the area, like he knows what happens to people who steal and people who, do all of those things. And so he's worried for his daughter and he doesn't want her to go down that path. It's not like, oh, I want to, go do something else. Like I want to be an actor or something, which I guess could happen back then. They did have like plays and stuff, but it's not like she's saying that. She's saying she wants to do crime. And so I think that at the end of this argument, she's just going to be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And basically not bring it up to her parents again, and hopefully, and try not to get caught again, and just kind of be doing things in the shadows. Obviously, she's gotten caught a few times swiping things and stuff like when she was a kid. And so her parents are definitely keeping an eye on her in that regard. And so she's just trying to keep things a little more secretive than she has been now that she's older and can do better. So, Anyway, everyone has just volunteered with their family, having a good time. Now we're going to head out and we are going to get some makeovers and stuff. So there's that handsome boy, but it's not his birthday until the first day of next year. But anyway, we have Koreatsu, who was born and is definitely a threat to his brothers since they have different fathers. So we'll see where that goes. He's only a baby right now, so it's not like, too many things are going to happen with him just yet. Hopefully he survives a bit. But anyway, and then we have the two illegitimate children from Narime's family who have aged up into children. We'll add them to the club. They're both boys, and they actually already did their aging up, so that's good. We'll just give them makeovers really quick. And then I couldn't get Saru pregnant again because she doesn't have any more room in her household, so we'll wait on that. Although they did have a boy, which I think is really great for him. Although I didn't get a picture of the new infant, so that's fine, whatever. And so, honestly, I forgot for a second that Okitane was a boy. But anyway, everything's fine. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this year. I'm really grateful. I need to fix some because of my CC, obviously. But I'm really grateful that this save at least is working. Like I said, probably Monday's video will be the decade recap for this save, just because I'm going to need some more time to figure out the deal with the Ultimate Decade save, so hopefully I can make that okay shortly. I really hope so. But we'll see where that goes. So wish me luck, and I will catch you in the next one.